USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Learn more and get a quote at USAA.com/bundle. Restrictions apply.
Ah, Smart Water, now in a sleek can.
This feels cool, literally.
Perfect for social gatherings and on the go.
Should I start wearing turtlenecks?
One sip at a time, friend. Smart Water cans, for those with a taste for taste. Get yours today.
Switch to Verizon Business and get more from your internet without paying more for your internet. Get LTE Business Internet starting at $39 a month when paired with select business mobile plans. That's unlimited data, and with it, unlimited possibilities. Start saving today with Verizon Business, ranked #1 in small business internet customer satisfaction by J.D. Power. Starting price for 25 megabits per second LTE internet plan with smartphone plan savings, plus taxes, fees, and economic adjustment charge. Terms apply. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Welcome to another Find the Edge production for the Premier League Cricket Club. Connecting players and coaches, clubs and leagues, volunteers and supporters alike, you're in the right place for the best of the 33 ECB Premier Leagues and the 20 NCCA counties, bringing you the stories, the stats and the standout performances that make this game great. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to both our Premier League and NCCA shows so you don't miss any episodes. Now, shall we get stuck in? Right, so welcome everybody to the Premier League Cricket Show. And as we've been going on and on and on about for the last 6 weeks, the Northern Premier League have actually decided and deigned themselves to actually start playing some league cricket in the next few days. And we've joined today by a couple of people who are going to talk about the league and just preview one or two things around the league. One, you'll know the voice, and he won't be saying too much, hopefully, which is Matt Taaffe. How you doing, mate?
All good. Happy to take a back seat today. Bit of royalty with us, Livo.
Well, it's about time you took a back seat. But yes, we do have royalty with us. We have royalty because he made our advent calendar last year. So, I mean, it can't be any better than that, can it? All I can say is congratulations, Mr. Josh Boyne of Blackpool. Our advent calendar obviously did something because you've started playing away quite nicely, haven't you, mate?
Yeah, cheers, mate. Yeah, it was nice to get a little mention, and obviously
for the wrong reasons.
Indeed, yeah, but it's motivated me obviously to get in the car and travel a bit away. So yeah,
absolutely. Hey, great to have you on board for this preview, and we're going to run through the Northern Prem and quick as we can there. Just give everyone a feel for the background on what happened with Blackpool last year in the Northern Prem generally.
Yeah, so we finished 4th in the league, which was way below our standards that we set at the start of the year, and we had to end up having like 6 games called off, which was an absolute nightmare. So obviously you're missing out on points, but
yeah, in
hindsight, we only finished 30-odd points behind Fleetwood, who won the league. So you take them cancelled games out, and we're right in the mix where we want to be fighting for the league title really.
Yeah.
Each year. So, but yeah, the league was strong last year, and it's strong again this year. So hopefully less called off games. Obviously we've started pretty well with the weather, but there's some forecast this week just as the league starts. Pretty standard. But yeah, excited to get going, and we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. How good were Fleetwood last year, to be fair?
Yeah, no, they got the plans really, really right, and they stuck to what kind of game plan they wanted to go with a lot of spin. They've got some quality spinners, and the backing of the pro obviously Vafsal. I don't know how many 50s he's got on the bounce. I think it was 7 off the top of my head, but yeah, consistency is key with the league, isn't it? And if you can put performances for long periods of time, then you're going to be successful. So yeah, they were excellent, and yeah, luckily we got one over them on Saturday.
Absolutely. And now, correct me if I'm wrong, we've got a bit of a format change this year, though, in that we're just full-blown win-lose cricket all the way through. Do you think that's going to make a bit of a difference to the dynamics of the league?
Yeah, so it's obviously draw cricket. It's obviously all I've known since I started at Blackpool. To put it lightly, I prefer the draws, and I was against the win-loss. I think it just teaches you a different side of it, whether you with bat in hand or with ball. So it's going to bring a different dynamic. I think you'll see a lot of teams batting first, trying to get big scores, and then the games could be done by half 4 if the second dig goes a certain way. So yeah, it's going to promote a little bit more of a different style of cricket, I think, with obviously trying to get on with it a bit more rather than blocking out from a draw from 25 overs or so if you're 6-7 down. So, but yeah, I was all for the draws, but I can see why other clubs have obviously voted that in.
Well, just to throw that one at you, the first 4 weeks of the season, I did the stats the other week and it's continued. 55% of games around Premier Leagues in the country that are win-lose cricket have been won by the team batting first.
Yeah, yeah. So it looks like a trend that might follow suit. You never know.
Yeah,
You never know. But yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure.
definitely. What are you expecting from other clubs in the league now in terms of signings that have been made and people who you go, well, bloody hell, that's going to be an interesting one popping up in our league for the first time?
Yeah, there's been some movement, hasn't there, this winter, which is always good to see because obviously the league's trying to get stronger and you can see that with the national competitions and the county competitions. Obviously, that there's players that are moving and performing for the clubs that they've moved to.
Yeah.
So it's only going to increase the strength of the league and the cricket that you're playing, which is ultimately what you want. I think yeah, it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of clubs have got decent pros, and then backed it up with a couple of steady amateurs as well. So yeah, it's going to make for good cricket, and it's I'm excited to be part of it really. So
Who stood out for you in terms of signings? Let's start with the one who's sat on this call. Does he stand out yet, Mr. Taff?
well, I tell you, he's smiling as I can see. Yeah, he's fitting really well with the group. Obviously, it was a really good move for us as a club, and obviously as for Taffy, I think to get away from the rigmaroles of captaincy and having to do everything. It was nice for him to come in and just have to bat and field, and now he's a bowler. So he's obviously hopefully he's enjoying it. We're enjoying him having him, and yeah, a big signing for us. McConkey at Netherfield as pro. He's obviously
Yeah.
played for New Zealand, so he's started really well, and reports from everywhere is that he's quality. Obviously, we don't come across him until a couple of weeks, I think. So I'm excited to have a little go with him. And then yeah, you've got Rukar from Wallasey to Garstang. Obviously, that's a
But
tried and tested
he can't
pro.
do what he used to do, though, can he? He can't just bowl at one end for 15,000 overs.
No, agreed. But I feel like his 15 are enough for how good he is. Obviously, we came up against him in the national last 2 years ago, I think it was. So yeah, he's quality. But yeah, everyone seems to have strengthened. So yeah, it's good.
And I think looking around the league, what the two that stand out for me that are really exciting, Keegan Peterson going to
Yeah.
Chorley. Yeah, I mean, he's a class player. The correct question is, are the tracks going to be right for him? And then I think the other one that stood out, Ali Usman at your place.
Yeah, well, yeah, Ali joined us this year, so he comes back on a really good UK record. Quality left arm spinner, doesn't really miss. He's got a lot of tricks that he's not even shown anyone yet, so yeah, it's quite hard to pick in net. So I'm hopeful that he can throw a few of them skills out in the coming weeks. But again, we starting with the pink ball stuff with only 8 overs, 9 overs in some cup competitions.
Yeah.
He's a bowler that thrives on long spells and bowling 15 on the spin. So hopefully we'll see the best of him in the next coming weeks.
Yeah, and there's been a number of others come from outside the league. One that's took my eye, has gone to Leyland, is Sam Oldham.
Yeah.
You must know a bit more about Sam Oldham, Matt, probably from Liverpool District Comp.
Yeah, he's a quality player. Scored plenty of runs for Formby, and no doubt he'll probably carry on doing the same at Leyland. So he's returned home, and like you say, they're looking strong as well. They've signed a top order batter that's hit the ground running for them. He hasn't missed at all this season, so they'll be there or thereabouts, I presume. But should be a good move for Sam and Leyland.
And in the first 5 weeks that you've been playing in the 40 over League Cup, what have you seen in terms of standards across the league? You played a number of Premier 1 teams and Premier 2. What have you seen in standards versus Liverpool Comp 2?
Pretty similar in all honesty. Again, the pink balls are terrible, which I don't think it allows the bowlers to showcase the full repertoire. But yeah, it's like you say, bowlers are putting on a spot and making you put them off the line and score the runs. So standard looks pretty similar. Like you say, you just not got that one bowler from one end all day to deal with. So
Yeah. But you've also got a change of ball, I believe, this week from pink to red, but it's the Dukes instead of the Reader. How excited, Josh, is that for when you got someone like Mr. Gleeson coming back at some point in the season to be able to say, there you go, have a Dukes.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a great to have Glees a part of our group, but I think we missed the trick, kind of keeping him in the pink ball stuff, and wish he had a red ball in his hand. But yeah, the Duke's quality ball. Obviously, if you're going to play Premier League stuff, you want to be playing with the best ball because it promotes the best cricket,
Yeah.
and that's what the Duke's going to give you. So it's going to be interesting to see how batters go about. Obviously, a ball that moves all the way through to 50 overs. So we've had a little bit of experience with it with our kind of county stuff, like bowling with the league ball and stuff, the county
Yeah.
cups. So yeah, it's only going to make for better cricket, and I don't mind Glees having it in his hand for a bit longer if
And it will
possible.
be interesting to see whether it not negates, but it just dumbs down a little bit of those spinners and the stranglehold they've had in the league for the last few years, because the seamers are going to come to the fore, aren't they?
Yeah, and I think that's why teams have kind of had to change a little bit of tact with trying to go a little bit more seam heavy. Even though the ball helps the seamers, obviously spinners the seam stays pronounced for a long period of time, so
Mhm.
and it stays harder. So I think spinner will still be in the game. But yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good challenge, and something that obviously me and Taffy have spoke a bit about it, and looking forward to getting going against it.
Absolutely. Let's talk about players across the league to keep an eye on, and at your place in your squad. Is that with the exception of your new signings, because we're bored about talking about him? Is there anyone else who's come into Blackpool? You go keep an eye out for that one. In particular, we always look at young players.
Yeah, well, he's been around a long time, and obviously everyone would have seen if they were taking note of what happened on Saturday. But Dylan Henshaw, he's fired really well. Well, obviously on Saturday, he's a bit of a freak of a player when he gets going. To get 100 off 60 rocks or whatever it was, and
Mm.
go to 100 and I think it was close to 16, 17 balls from 50 was yeah, it was crazy to watch. So yeah, he started really well with bat and ball, and he's an absolute jet in the field. So from our side, he's a really important player for us.
Yeah.
And then the evergreen Matt Grinley, still churning him out, still taking wickets. We've just got actually made a joke that the pink ball's taken away is April to June kind of 40 wicket start,
Yeah.
with the red ball and the pitches being better obviously without the weather. So let's see what happens with the red ball in his hand. But yeah, definitely them two for sure within our group.
Yeah, I think Grinley's a little bit like Mr. Sefton in the Liverpool District Comp, isn't it? Death taxes
Yeah,
and taking wickets, basically.
yeah.
They go together. What about elsewhere in the league? What players are you looking forward to seeing, and young talents that you've seen coming through? And you spend a lot of your life working around young cricketers yourself. What
Yeah.
young cricketers are you thinking of seeing going to come through in the Northern Premier next year or two?
Um, Again, it's really good the fact that the mergers happen, because obviously we're getting to see more and more of these different clubs and see more of the talent. Again, within the league, obviously he's not probably a young chap, but he's Charlie Clark. Obviously, Charlie Clark at Fleetwood, he got 60 or
Yeah.
70 odd against us on Saturday, but he seems to have really improved. And speaking to him after the game, he's worked really hard in the winter, so he's seen a kind of fruits of his labour in the winter. So yeah, he's one coming through. A couple of the boys at Kendal, obviously Finn Richardson, he's again slightly younger than me, but again always seems to be there and thereabouts, churns them out,
Yeah.
always gets stuck in. So he's a good player. Obviously with Big Fred as well,
Yeah.
he gives it a
He
bit.
just doesn't go away, does he?
No, he doesn't, unfortunately. So, but yeah, he's obviously he's a special player as well. So he's quite dangerous. So excited to see how they come through. And then across just down the road, really, the Netherfield boys got a couple of decent young seamers. I think Wills and Medhurst. I
Mhm.
think they took a few wickets last year against us, and seemed to bowl with good pace and involved within the Cumbria setup. Sorry, don't get
Yeah.
that wrong. So yeah, there's plenty on show, and then it'd be interesting to see what happens below, and who can come through and obviously challenge in the top division.
Yeah, and obviously the top division is gets up and running this weekend, but we've seen the likes of Carlisle doing all right so far in that division below, and obviously they've got to get promoted to come up. But how exciting is it then to think? I know you had a shit of a trip up to Carlisle the other week, but to be able to have to pull in clubs as big as Carlisle as well.
Yeah, I mean they're massive, aren't they? You just turn up at the ground, and there's good crowd on, and it's a well-run club. Got a few friends up there, obviously from my time when I was playing at Cumberland, stroke Cumbria, not to get it wrong. So yeah, big club. Should do well, I think. Obviously Slacky being there is going to steer them home, and they've got some good quality bowlers as well, like Nico. So yeah, they'll be there thereabouts, and yeah, it's good to welcome them into the pyramid as it's now called. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what happens.
Let's talk about a player that you'd like to sign. I'm going to make it simple. Give me a bowler or a batter that you would love to sign to come to your club. If you could put the feelers out to any player in the Northern Pyramid right now and go, I want that one. Who would it be? The batter.
I think I've had quite a few battles with Tom Hickson over the years, who's at Garstang. Obviously, he's an all-rounder. But yeah, really dangerous batter at the top of the order, left-hander, goes really hard. So I think he'd fit pretty well batting at our place. So yeah, that'd be someone that obviously be nice to have. And then
and a bowler.
Bowling-wise, I mean, I quite like Louis Backhouse at Kendal. He bowls pretty quick. He runs in, he hits the deck hard. I think he'd get value if he was bowling at the park.
He would.
So yeah, he seems like he's doing well within the County 2 setup. So yeah, but I'd like to see Harry Berkman actually back, and he's one of our own. So he's been missing, but obviously we've not seen him yet. But yeah, if I could sign two, it'd be them. But if I could pick either, it'd be Berkey to be back on the park for us, if I'm being honest.
And you, Mr. Taaffe, got to ask you the question, because you've had 5 weeks now playing around these clubs, and not just playing cricket as a Blackpool player, but let's be brutal, you've got your Crickex head on while you're out and about with these players as well. Is there a bowler or a batter you've seen and gone, do you know what? Didn't know about that one. Keep an eye on it.
Yeah, as Boyne probably mentioned, it was Backhouse at Kendal, like you say. You've just heard rumours from him and what people say, and then to actually go out and face him the other week, it was quite good. Like you say, hits the deck really hard and gives it everything on the pitch. So he was a good one to finally sort of see in person and face. But I'm sure there'll be a few others that I get dotted across her over the coming weeks that you sort of put the face to name and see how they go about it on a match day.
Most definitely. Let's finish off with some quick fire for you then, Josh. Top 3 title contenders in the Northern Prem.
I'm obviously going to have to keep us strong. We'll go Blackpool, Fleetwood over thereabouts, Netherfield.
Okay. Who do you think the dark horses are going to be?
Well, we touched on him before with Keegan Peterson being at Chorley, Ed scoring runs, taking wickets, Will's doing the same.
Yeah.
Miller Child's obviously playing for the County Twos. It was good to see actually on social media that Alfie Dobson's back in the game. He obviously had a really good year last year, but fell out of love with the game. But he played in the third team, which is nice. So hopefully he can keep scoring runs and obviously get back in. So yeah, I'm going Chorley, dark horses.
Who's going to be the top run scorer in the Northern Premier League?
This guy at Leyland, I don't even know. I don't know where he's come from. I think Derbyshire, but yeah, Bradman Air or whatever he's called. I don't know, but yeah, he started really well. I think it might be him.
Okay, and who's going to be the top wicket taker?
Ooh, might have to go Siddle, I think.
Well, I was ready to say sorry, Sids, if you didn't say him.
I think I might have to go to Sid. Yeah, I think obviously you understand what kind of pitches you get at Fleetwood with the spin and it's part of their game plan. So as long as they keep the pitches as they are and he keeps putting the ball in the right area, I don't think he'll be far off.
And go on then, give us a bold prediction for the season. Give us something outlandish that something that nobody thinks is going to happen, or apart from you scoring runs away from home.
What do I think is going to happen? Blackpool to win the Lancs Cup. Little wink with that one.
That's a good
I'm obviously
one.
always going to back that. And I think a big club's going to go down. I think something's going to be tricky down the bottom end. There's going to be one or two that
it's going to be competitive, isn't it? So
agreed.
See that happening definitely. Just final thoughts, Taffy. I've taken the mick for 5 weeks, mate. How excited are you to actually play red ball cricket?
Yeah, I can't wait. Like you say, I'm not a fan of this pink ball stuff. So to get it back in the whites and red ball and really start my season off with Blackpool, I'm really looking forward to it.
And start facing slow left armers and us taking the mickey out of you week in, week out.
Yeah, hopefully you don't shin them early doors like you tend to do, but...
Yeah, well, it won't happen at Blackpool itself, will it? The chances of shinning them there is not as high.
Well, it can happen, but we'll see on Saturday.
Most definitely. And yourself, Josh, you've had 5 weeks almost. I won't call it a warm-up because it's been competitive bloody cricket, which has been great. But how excited is it to get the league up and running?
Yeah, it's what you play for, don't you? You start the season, you want to try and win the league. So it's something that's exciting. It's hopefully we'll dodge the rain that's going to come inevitably as the league season starts. But yeah, we're looking forward to it, and obviously the change of ball and the change of format and new teams, new bowlers. It's exciting, and can't wait to get going really.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I don't think any other league in the country has had as many potentially significant changes in one go, which makes it really interesting. And, looking around the transfers as we've done over the winter, not quite the most active league, but right up there in terms of movement. You've been around a few years now, Josh. Got to ask the final question. Do you think there's a bit of a transition going on in the Northern Prem in terms of the type of player that people are bringing in? It's been traditional, a bit like the Lancashire League for many years with, shall we call it, the older players. But are we not just seeing a lot more under 25s basically now?
Yeah, I think that is a trend that's happening really. I think obviously the elder statesmen that have been around the league have starting to kind of retire and move on. Obviously, we've had Dano that's left us after however many years as captain. So with a fresher set of eyes as Ben Howarth took over as the captaincy, especially from our side, it only brings. We played against like the likes of Taaffe for years when he was at St Anne's. So it's kind of an easier transition to try and have them conversations, I feel. I think the league's obviously the strength of the league's always improving, as you've seen, and that only promotes better players coming into the league. The grounds are quality. That's a big draw. The ambition of these clubs that are in the league, obviously, that again, it's another draw towards that. So hopefully we'll see that the league improve and the quality of cricket can compete with the big boys of the comp and other ones.
We class you guys as one of the big boys, don't you worry, sir. Hey, go well at the weekend, mate. I know you've got a very busy weekend with 3 games in 3 days, if I remember rightly, which is going to test the squad, shall we say, especially as you've now lost. It's nice to say, isn't it? You've now lost someone to the Mumbai Indians. You can't say that very often, can you?
No, you can't. From Settle to Mumbai, that's not bad.
Absolutely. Just remember, the franchise tax has to double now that he's gone and got a little Mumbai Indians gig. There's no two ways about that.
Yeah, agreed, rightly so.
Absolutely.
He'll be putting it in the fines pot, put it that way.
Absolutely. Go well, boys.
Cheers.
Thanks for joining us at the Premier League Cricket Club. We'll be back soon with more from the world of Premier League and NWCA cricket. But in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review and follow us wherever you get your socials. Or maybe check out our website, premierleaguecricket.co.uk, to stay updated. Until next time, have a good one.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Ranked #1 in innovation for 10 consecutive years and #2 among public universities for employability. ASU isn't just ahead of the curve, it's creating new paths to success. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online, that's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.